already know in the world there's gonna be followers because we need them. Like we need employees.
Yeah.
But my perspective, like when I have I want to call them employees. I want to call them helpers because I wanna help them out in a way that give them perspective. Okay, like yeah, you're working for me now, but what you gonna do with your life?
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, like
it's like jiu-jitsu. It's like get your black belt underneath me and then go open your own.
Yeah.
That's what most black belts do.
Exactly. Like for instance, like Manny's Omar's black belt Manny. Like he opened his school in Greenville, but it's still 10th Planet.
Yeah.
You know, but it's Omar's black belt.
Yeah.
And he went through his own thing. You know what I mean? So that's why I think that's what everybody should do. Like, okay, yeah, you're under me, but it's not to be under me for forever.
Yeah.
Like you gotta do what you're passionate about. You know.
All right, live. We got another podcast going. So we have Andres, right?
Yes, sir.
And then what's your last name?
Rivera.
Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir.
I feel like my R's don't roll
the
best.
No, but you did good though.
Yeah? All right. That's good, dude. When my hair's real short, I can pull off Hispanic. People start immediately talking to me in Spanish, and I'm like, mi español poquito. Right? Is it poquito or pequeño?
No, pequeño small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poquito means like a little.
A little,
know?
Yeah. Yeah, because I said pequeño small, like on a plane once, because this lady started like talking to me in Spanish. Because my hair, like I was buzzed, clean face, and I was like, mi español pequeño. And she looked down, and I was like, what is she looking at?
No, she looked down because like the way you said it was like, nah, she doesn't speak no Spanish.
She was like looking down, and I was like, no pequeño. mi español. And she was laughing. She was like, poquito.
Yeah, poquito, yeah.
And I was like, shit.
But you do look Hispanic though. That's the thing.
When I get the hair short, dude, I get a lot of like, oh, okay, this dude's Hispanic or something. So, now what about you? Where are you from?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
What part of Puerto Rico?
San Juan.
Now, is that a U.S. territory?
Yes, sir.
So you technically have always had U.S. citizenship then?
Exactly. So like basically like we don't need no passport to travel here.
Yeah.
But let's say if I want to go to República Dominicana, like Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
I need a passport because that's not U.S. territory. You know.
Okay.
So basically like whoever's born in Puerto Rico is American citizen.
Yeah.
But we consider ourselves Puerto Ricans, you know, like hey, we're a different race, you know?
Yeah. Now what's the flag, Puerto Rico? What's the flag look like?
So we got like a blue triangle.
I'm gonna look it up too.
And then it's like a white star, and we got like 3 red stripes and 2 white.
I wanna say I have Puerto Rican cousins. I'm gonna ask my mom too.
The thing is like that's kinda controversial because like the blue triangle, some of them paint it with the light blue and some of it with the dark blue. I don't know if it has to be.
This looks like America.
Well, technically, yeah, but our flag.
I mean, I guess
it kind of looks like Cuba. Somebody confused with Cuba.
You know, I had Ricardo Lamas on the podcast.
Yeah,
and he trains a lot of jiu-jitsu, black belt, and he runs a UFC gym out in Naperville.
In Naperville, yeah.
Yeah, so his jiu-jitsu style is more of a wrestling back, but he's Cuba, right? Is that how?
Yeah, I think he's Mexican. And a little bit.
He's a lot of because we spent like an hour talking about Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot of Cuban.
Wow.
Like a lot, dude. You know he beat what's his name? Charles Oliveira?
Yeah.
Guillotine. 2016 he beat Charles Oliveira. Bro.
But now Charles is just another animal, you know what I mean?
Animal.
But it was funny though because so you know Jesus Villegas?
Yeah.
So he had a fight against one of Ricardo Lama's boys. And it was kind of funny because, you know, Jesus won, like he just subbed him out, you know, choked him out. And then my coach Omar went to shake his hand, and Ricardo was like, get out of here, you know.
Yeah. The jiu-jitsu, surprisingly, like, on an external perspective, you think of it as, like, a very drama-free, like, just a real chill. But, like, it's real intense. I wouldn't say drama, you know what I mean? I wouldn't. But it's, especially with the competitions, these coaches and everything in different gyms.
It's like a fight, but without, like, throwing hands or kicks, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, you'll get that adrenaline, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to break your limb. I'm going to choke you out.
Yeah.
I got to do something, you know what I mean?
Dude, have you ever rolled with throwing strikes?
No, combat strikes? No, not yet.
Dude, that's a whole different, like, it's way different with the gloves and everything, trying to, like, get chokes in and shit. Like, and you just get punched in the face. That doesn't even hurt that bad. Punched in the body, that hurts, dude.
Man, I never tried. I don't have, like, to be honest, like, I don't have the guts yet to, like, do that, you know?
Well, I haven't done, like, full force, but, I mean, enough where there's good amount of blood and you know what I mean? Like,
you see, because for instance, like, let's say you haven't done nothing to me, yeah?
Yeah.
Why do I have to punch you in the face?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to be careful. Like, you got to be careful with who you roll with because you roll with I wouldn't consider myself a typical white belt because I don't spaz when I roll.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? I try to be calm and cool, and because I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just use strength and just be exhausted for the whole roll session. You know, but like most white belts, like even myself, like when I'm like going against another white belt, I try not to roll with other white belts because I know like 80% of them is just gonna be like they're gonna try to grab something and just rip to heaven. You know what I mean? Or just like spin into something and I'm gonna catch a knee in the mouth.
Yeah.
Or the worst is eye gouge. You know what I mean? So you got to be selective with who you roll with. I'm always trying to get beat up. You know what I mean? Like,
me too.
Because I know it's like I'm gonna learn. You know, it's like I want to roll with like the absolute, like pretty much the best. But I'll try to be somewhat selective too, like strategic with it, because I know if I roll with somebody way too good and it's just shut down and I can't work on any moves I'm learning, then it's like, you know what I mean?
For me, I like to always roll who are better than me, even though if I get frustrated, you know, like
yes,
like for instance, like, you know, like shout out to Dakota, his leg lock game, you know what I mean, it just infuriates me.
Insane.
You know what I mean? And,
yeah.
And then the way the Angel moves, you know, and Omar too with his lockdown, all that stuff, and Asher,
Insane.
like everybody there has a different game that you have, like you're frustrated, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's why I like to roll, because at the end of the day, like you go to other gyms or competitions, you're not gonna expect that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's a total different level. You know what I mean? Like that's why like when you go to other upper mats saying, oh, how long you been training? A year and a half, and you're typing out like black belts or brown belts. You know what I mean? It's just like where you train. You know what I mean?
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, that's why like for me, I always look for hard rolls. Like I don't.
Well, dude, it's like life. If you look for the easy route, you're not gonna get anywhere. You know what I mean? So like where you end up in life directly corresponds with the level of resistance that you select, because you can choose the easy route, and people think they choose the easy route and the soft route in life and that it's going to lead to comfortability and they're going to avoid all chaos. But when you choose the path of least resistance, you create a life of the most resistance, because now you've not calloused your body and your mind up to endure the adversities of life. You know what I mean? That's why I believe everybody should experience some period of time of being a business owner. You should know what it's like to make $0 for a week, for a month, for a fucking year. You know what I mean? Like you should know what it's like to have to just barter and trade and live below your means and really just live off your relationships. You know what I mean? I'm not saying mooch off of people, but like building a business and really going through, you know, that putting yourself in tough situations. It's kind of like, you know, like weightlifting. You know, if you want to get better, you have to endure the resistance of the weight. You have to pick up heavy things and put down heavy things. Or if you want to build your endurance, you have to go run.
Exactly.
And you got to run against the will of your body wanting to slow down and breathe. And it's like pushing yourself is truly the shortcut in life. You know what I mean? People are like, you know, well, if I avoid this, I know I'm going to be more comfortable in life. Well, maybe temporarily, but long term, you're going to have a shitty life, because, you know, you're going to try to do something and then, you know, maybe somebody quits on you in business, or you have a bad week or a bad month, or somebody passes away and you haven't been developing your mind and your body, and now it just completely ruins you. You know what I mean? You're out for a year, or you got to go work at Wendy's. Yeah,
that's the thing that for me, like, I think like the drug for us is always being comfortable, you know? And like,
that's what you were talking about last night.
Yeah. So like I'm a college dropout, you know, like the way I see it, like the route.
That's got to be hard with the Spanish culture too, because I know Spanish parents, like hiring Spanish kids, like
they always
their parents are
go to
really,
school, you know, like I gotta be honest, my father was not like happy with it, you know, like he was like, you sure you're gonna like. He was like, no, you gotta study, you know, you gotta study. But then when he saw like when I was like, you know, kind of making more than actually was working at Target, you know, when I was studying. Yeah. He was like, just do it full time, you know, and that's when I just dropped, you know.
And you started doing what, selling the acai?
Yeah. Like Omar gave me the good platform, you know.
So how long have you been doing? A year?
Like no, acai.
Yeah.
Like 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah, I started like in
February. So when did you drop out?
I dropped out like later in January, when there was like another.
Ah, okay.
Like
so this is all real fresh, dude.
Yeah. So like all like. I don't know nothing about marketing, nothing about social media.
Shit,
like
it's hard, bro.
So I gotta like learn all that stuff, you know, now, you know what I mean? And I'm just grateful, to be honest, like the position where I am right now, because I know like the process is gonna be sweet in the next like 5 years. Yeah. I'm gonna look back at it, I'm like, it was worth it.
You have the right perspective right now, I'm telling you, because I'm 5 years in. And even social media makes everything look sweet. Like I post all the good shit on social media.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody, like, I don't post all the bad weeks, the bad months, and the people that have quit on me, and the weeks that I've had to invest any of the money that I made that week back into the business and more. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where it's like technically with all the money that I spent, it's like I made it's like I'm negative. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So it's like people look at it and they're like, man, your life looks sweet. Well, it's like, yeah, well, obviously it looks sweet. It's fucking Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who goes on Instagram and says, let me post this stupid shit today? You know what I mean? It's like,
so social media is dangerous, bro.
it's so dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Comparison's a thief of joy.
Yeah. That's why I try to stay away from it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Because sometimes, like, me personally, I'll be comparing, like, oh, this guy, you know, he's already millionaire or whatever. He got houses, kids, and everything. I'm just here already living with my parents.
Yeah.
Still, you know what I mean, trying to grow this business up.
Yep.
That's why I just shut my phone off, you know, and just do other stuff, you know, work on myself, you know.
Yeah, bro. So, what was it? Now, did you grow up in Puerto Rico?
Yes, sir.
So, how long were you there?
Almost like 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah.
And then what, you're 21?
I'm 24.
24?
Yeah.
Okay, so you moved here. So, why'd you leave Puerto Rico?
So, when Hurricane Maria hit us, my father was already looking for a job, like, in the States because it was more for my sister so she can grow up in soccer.
Yeah.
So, my father found a job in Dallas, and then she moved my sister to play with the academy FC Dallas.
Do you know that our life insurance company is the official life insurance company for FC Dallas?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna show you. Keep going.
So, and then my mom, my sister went there, you know, with my father in Texas, and I stayed by myself for 2 years, and that didn't work out, you know.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing in the world.
That didn't work out. I wasn't concentrating on myself, and my father was like, "Yep, you gotta come with me." And then I left Puerto Rico.
So, what was it like growing up in Puerto Rico? What did you like? What did you not like?
What I did not like was it was always a chaos in the sense of, like, let's say there's only like 2 Costco's were near me.
Okay.
Here, there's about like 4 or 5 different Costco's.
Yes.
So the amount of people who were gonna be at all those Costco's differentiate. You know what I mean? Like, for the one that was near me, like, it was always full. There was no parking, so you have to either go there early. Oh yeah, bro.
FC Dallas. So Globe Life is the parent company. So we're a subsidiary. So American Income Life. So imagine, you know, State Farm, right?
Yes, sir.
So State Farm has investors and owners. You know what I mean? I imagine they're a subsidiary underneath a massive company. Globe Life is a massive insurance company. And then American Income Life is like a State Farm. So then that's how you get individuals like me, where I'm a franchise owner. It's a franchise owner partnership. It's Arias Dlabik. So my boss might even be, I call him boss still, but we're partners. He might even be Puerto Rican. I always fuck it up. Now, continue with your story.
So, where I left off?
My cousins are Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, my sister. So then my sister went there to play. She played there for like a year and a half or 2, and then we moved to Illinois.
Okay.
Because my father's job.
So you only been here 2 years then?
I've been here like for a year and a half.
Illinois,
okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's when people say that, oh yeah, it's on this street. I'm like, bro, like, tell me if there's like a White Castle or a pharmacy or something. Don't tell me like a street. You know what I mean? Because
I'm the same way.
in directions in Puerto Rico, I'll be like, oh yeah, my house is like at the end of the street. Where's the Burger King at?
Yeah.
So you already know where it is, but don't tell me street or numbers because I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
What was school like growing up over there?
It was good. You know, it was fun.
Does everybody play soccer?
Nah.
Did you play soccer?
Yeah, I played soccer. Yeah.
So how'd you get into soccer?
I got into soccer because I was trying to escape the pressure of my father. Because my father was a basketball player.
Yeah.
So I used to play basketball, but then he was always like, you know, like on top of me or everything. So I was like, you know what? Let me choose a sport that he just know nothing about.
Yeah.
And that way I can take my route.
And then when did you get into jiu-jitsu?
Over here in Illinois.
So you've only really done it then a year and a half. You didn't even dabble with it anywhere else.
Nah.
Now what was the food like there in Puerto Rico?
It was always fresh, but sometimes we put too much like sodium in it, like sazon and goya. It depends, you know.
What's
like
sazon and goya?
It's like a
salt,
like a condiment. Yeah. They put it like for totone or you know what I mean.
Is it like salt?
It's kind of like salt, but it has a little bit different flavor to it.
Yeah, I love salt.
Yeah, well, I mean it's sodium, bro. That helps it, you know. What I mean?
I love salt.
But other than that, like we almost like we don't fry everything, but like let's say alcapurrias. Yeah. So it's like kind of like you have like 2 it's like a layer that you can do like with different like vegetables or like you know like yuca. Have you heard of yuca?
No, actually yes. Is it like corn?
No, it's like kind of like it goes from the ground.
It's a plant.
Yeah, it's a plant. Yeah. So like we eat that. Sometimes we just fry it. We bacalaitos, which is like a bacalao, which is fish, and we fry that too. It's big.
What's your favorite dish?
My favorite dish is arroz con gandules. Los
I
gandules
don't know if I could say that.
con churrasco. I think it has to be that. Or mofongo con churrasco. You know what's mofongo?
No, what's that?
Mofongo is like a, imagine, have you seen like the volcano of chilies?
Volcano?
El volcán de chilies?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Okay, so imagine like it's just like a big ball of plantain. Like it's just a
Banana.
big ball. Yeah, but the thing is that it's not banana, it's the plantain. It's a green one.
Yeah.
So you just mash it and you turn it to a ball. And then you put inside like either you want chicken, pork rinds, or skirt steak or whatever it is,
Yeah.
And you got a little bit like olive oil.
And then you fry it?
Well, I don't know. You can fry it, but at the same time, like,
how do you do it?
I don't make it. My uncle does it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And does he fry it for you, or how do you like it? Just like that?
Yeah, I like it like that. Yeah. Some people like put it like a little bit mushy. My father likes it a little bit crunchy.
Yeah.
So it depends.
What do you like, mush or crunch?
I like mushy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's better for my taste, That way,
Yeah.
like I can like smash it a little bit.
Yeah. And then, so now, is Puerto Rico under the same government then as us?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't
So
know
like
if this
all
is
of
true.
our rules and regulations affect?
Yeah, to a certain point, because I don't know. Like here, for instance, like over there for rent, like let's say if you buy an apartment over there,
Yeah.
and you rent it to somebody else, if they don't pay you, you can't kick them out.
What the hell? What do you do?
You just wait.
So there's like no homeless people then?
Well, there is homeless people. There's a lot of homeless people.
Okay.
But most of them are just because of just drug addicts,
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because sometimes you will go to the light and be like, oh, yeah, here's a granola. You'll be like, nah, I can't because of my teeth.
Yeah.
They always have an excuse. They just want, money just for the drugs,
Yeah.
So
That's why like I'll carry water bottles because I got a real like soft spot just for just the homeless and just poverty just because like I grew up like both my parents were in jail and like you know what I mean when my mom got out of jail we had nothing, you know what I mean, so it's like, but I know I'm like, nah, you know what I mean, I'm not giving out cash.
No,
I just feel bad unless I'm like really feel like I should give someone cash, and I will, but usually just do like water.
There was a study I saw, like, now these people like, are asking the streets.
Yeah.
So people make off like almost $100K a year.
Yeah.
Just by doing that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just like.
Just acting.
Yeah. So I know there's one lady here that she's like, oh, like, can you give me food for my 15-year-old? But then like I saw her walk into her car. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, what you want? You know what I mean? Like
you ran her down and put her in a guillotine.
But
that's hilarious.
Economics here. So how can I explain? So Puerto Rico for me, like if I have this let's say if I had the salary of here, I could live perfectly in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I hate the cold.
Yeah.
I don't like snow.
I hate the cold.
I don't like snow. I don't like wearing jackets, warmers, and all that stuff. I had to be like in shorts and sandals, all day. Yeah. But sometimes like there's a song in Spanish that he says in English, but I'm gonna say in English. It's called like, if you want to play in the big leagues, you gotta get out. You gotta go to the USA.
Yeah.
So technically, like if to progress, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So I think maybe Puerto Rico was like at my comfort zone. Like okay, I'm here chilling. You know what I mean? Like this is all I need. Mm-hmm. But when I get out here, I'm like, okay, like I'm by myself kind of, because like I don't know nobody, only my parents.
Yeah.
So I gotta like make my connections, see who I know.
Yeah.
And just grow from there.
Yeah.
It makes me like work.
Yeah.
Like develop myself, not just stay comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. So when the hurricane hit you guys, how devastating was that?
Well, I think we had like a month and a half without water, electricity. Food wasn't. I mean, we every day was Chinese food because they were the only ones open.
Yeah.
But it was.
They're so durable.
Yeah. The Chinese don't care, man.
Yeah,
they want to work every day,
Yeah, that's why I always wonder like why the Chinese aren't the best in jiu-jitsu, because they're just
always working.
They just always work.
They only care about the money, which technically it is.
Yeah,
you gotta.
Like if there was like an elite version of like the hardworking like Mexicans, where you get like those hardworking Mexicans, you know what I mean, for landscaping down the South, it would be the Chinese. You know what I mean? Because they will just when like. And because what they'll do is they won't even I feel like they don't work their kids. It's they make them pick something and then that's their job. You know what I mean? Like if it's like chess or swimming or whatever sport, it's like your job now is you have to train in that 8 hours a day. You do your school and then when you're done, you do that until you go to bed. Mm-hmm. So I'm just imagining well, if they have access to jiu-jitsu, why aren't they the best with them putting in all the time into it?
I don't know if the jiu-jitsu like be popular over there, to be honest.
But isn't some of the jiu-jitsu terms like the origins?
No, but
like
that's
Asian.
It's from Japan.
So that's Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese. Yeah,
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like sumageshi, kazushi, all that is from Japan.
But that confuses me because I thought jiu-jitsu was born in Brazil.
No, so what happened was, there was one of the Japanese fled to Brazil like to escape.
Yeah.
And then one of the Gracies took him in, and then so he was like, okay, so I'm gonna teach your kids jiu-jitsu, and that's when the jiu-jitsu came all out. And then Halo Gracie was like the most weakest one of all.
Yeah.
If I'm corrected, and then he was like, the other brothers didn't want him to do jiu-jitsu because he was gonna like get hurt.
Yeah.
So he figured out a way. How can a small guy be bigger opponents? And that's when it comes like the jiu-jitsu that everybody can do now. You know.
Yeah.
So it's
insane.
Kinda, yeah. I really thank for Halo Gracies because all these big dudes, like, I don't know how one would submit them, you know what I mean? Because everything's about strength. Like, to a certain point, jiu-jitsu is about strength. Like, you need strength because or else, like, there wouldn't be categories, you know what I mean? There wouldn't be, but technique is always, you know, with strength is always going to win, you know?
Yeah.
As long as you know how to leverage people and all that stuff.
Yep.
But it's hard, though, either way, because let's say if you have, like, let's say you and I have the same strength, but if I have more technique, I may beat you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure
You know what I mean? But if we have the same strength and there's no technique, like, we're just gonna gas each other out, you know?
Yep. So what is your, I guess, your favorite memory from Puerto Rico?
Favorite memory. I think it was, to be honest, when I saw a bunny, like, so my sister always wanted a bunny.
Yeah.
And then I came home from the park. Like, I was playing with my friends. I came in, I saw like the bunny just hopping inside of my house.
Yeah.
I just looked at it. I was like, I can't believe we have a bunny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was it a pet or was it wild?
Yeah, no, it was a pet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My father got it from one of his employees over there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that was one of my best memories I can remember.
What now? Do you guys celebrate any different holidays in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, we have this. There's a holiday called Abolición de Esclavitud. It's something like for slavery.
Yeah.
And I just think that's another excuse not to work. To be honest.
Were Puerto Ricans enslaved?
No, we weren't enslaved. The thing is, like, so we're a mix of Africans, Spaniards, and Indians.
Okay.
So when the Spaniards came in,
so your heritage.
Yeah. So that's why we have like the music of like bomba y plena, like all that, like, you know, the
drums,
like, and you know, reggaeton, like tung taka tung tung.
Yeah.
That all comes from over there.
Okay.
Yeah, the Spaniards obviously because of the way you speak Spanish, but we speak differently though because they always with the joder, tío, hostia, you know. We don't say that, you know.
Yeah.
We have like a more like a Spanish kind of weirdish way, you know.
Now, do you understand Portuguese?
I speak a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's so. Is Brazil, like, out of South America? Is that the Brazilians? Are they the only ones that have a different language, the Portuguese, or?
I think so.
Right?
Because because other than that, like, everybody speaks Spanish in their own different terms, you know.
I just hired a guy from El Salvador, and his Spanish sounded a little. It sounded more like aggressive.
Aggressive, yeah.
I don't know, like it was like a different tonality of, because I hear it a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I actually hired a kid from Ecuador. He just got over here from Ecuador, and then this kid, you know, from El Salvador. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, in South America, does everybody speak Spanish and just Brazil speaks Portuguese?
Yeah, I think that is. But
I went to Peru.
Yeah, you told me about that. You went with the
Peru.
Incas, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it cool?
It was cool, but I was there for a missions trip, so like it really like brought my eyes to like what really poverty can be, because like we went up to like the mountains, you know what I mean, where people lived in like one mud hut, like a whole family, you know what I mean, just shared like a mud enclosure, like a dirt house.
So it's like a teepee kind of.
Like a teepee, but it was like rounded over though, so it's like a dirt hut. Does that make sense? Like a big hut.
Okay.
And it was just like a dirt house, and they all like each family had their own.
So each family, so there's no rooms.
No rooms, no running water. Like they had to walk down to a stream. There was like dogs everywhere. Everybody was like barefoot, like naked. It was nuts. But the food was really fresh.
I mean, yeah, you're living in the mountains, you know what I mean? You got to get something fresh.
And well, even when we would go back to the city, like the food was fresh. I fell in love with this candy and this fruit. It was fire. I don't know, it was like these chocolate wafers over there. They actually have them in like Peruvian stores here. I forget what they were. called, but it was fire. Then I was just in Mexico. I was in Cabo.
On Cabo, okay.
Yeah, Cabo was cool. I actually did. I didn't get to roll at any gyms there, but there was a guy in our company that he's been rolling for like 15 years. More gi though.
Okay.
But I mean, he's still a black belt. So
Yeah, exactly. In 15 years.
Yeah, it was still really good. I didn't get any work in. I mean, he got like more work on me, but we rolled, every morning, and that was fun. But Cabo was cool.
Do you see yourself like moving from here anytime soon?
Oh yeah, I hate the cold, dude. I absolutely hate the cold. My goal is to build this up as quickly and as big as possible because this is my headquarters because it's assigned by obviously the franchise. So you get to pick the location. You know what I mean? They give you options and then you pick the location you want to open up. But you can branch off. So I'm gonna go to Dallas because that's
Dallas.
Yeah,
Okay.
Globe Life's our parent company. So we're the official life insurance company for the Dallas Cowboys, FC Dallas. And then I don't know if you watch any baseball, but the Texas Rangers, it's Globe Life Field. So we have the naming rights to the actual stadium. So there's a lot of credibility there. So for me to like go down there and like, try to bring people in to sell insurance, it'll be a lot, not necessarily easier, but it'll be a lot cooler because I can be like.
It's more familiar.
Yeah. And I'll just point to the stadium and be like, that's our stadium. You know what I mean? 'Cause we have the naming rights. So it's like that stadium is named after our parent company. So when people are like, should I get into that? Should I do that? Is that how safe is it? It's like, oh, I don't know, motherfucker. Look there at the baseball stadium.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. So now you've been here then 4 years. Now, what did your dad do? What did your dad and mom do in Puerto Rico for work?
Well, when they were like special ed kids.
Yeah.
They were like the helpers of them.
Yes.
For a time. And then my father worked. He always worked in the food industry.
Yeah.
So he worked like in Plaza Food System. He worked in the Feeler, which is like Platanutres. I don't know if you're Platanutres. Have you heard of those? It's the plantain chips.
Yeah.
So he was in charge of making those and pork rinds and all that stuff. And then he was always in the food industry. My mom always was with us because I was homeschooled.
Yeah.
So me and my sister were homeschooled. So she was like our teacher in a way.
Yeah.
And then after I graduated and like had that year of college, or I flunked.
Yeah.
Like I got a 1.2 GPA of my first year.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't,
Yeah.
And then that's when like the hurricane kind of hit, and then we left.
Now, what do they do here then?
My father works right now at Miniat. It's kind of like a meat company. So yeah, they distribute to a lot of restaurants. I'm not gonna say names. Yeah. But yeah, my mom just stays at home, watching my grandfather because we brought him from Puerto Rico to stay with us now.
Now, do you have other family in Puerto Rico though?
Yes, we have like by my dad's side, we have like our aunt and some cousins, but we don't talk to them that much.
Yeah.
And then my mom's side, like all her aunts and cousins, but we don't talk to them that much.
So you have your family that you pretty much communicate and hang out with here.
Exactly, because basically like the only people who we communicate is the ones we are here.
Yeah.
Because it was a time like we were close, but then like everybody got their own things going on.
Yeah, you grew up.
Yeah, and just
Yeah. So you started the acai 2 months. Now, who inspired you to, really start cooking and getting involved in food? And
so I always had a passion about selling my smoothies because since I was like in Puerto Rico, I was doing like marathons, triathlons. I was doing all that stuff, CrossFit.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I want to sell like some smoothie or juices.
Yeah.
And so I never had the chance. Well, I'm not gonna say I never had a chance. I never took the risk.
Yeah.
So I came over here, and then after training at Jiu-Jitsu was like around 10:30, 11 at night. It was me, Adrian Sandoval.
Post that in my group. I really like that. I like saying, instead of saying you never had the chance, say you never took the risk. I'm telling that to the whole company right now. Keep going.
But yeah, and then I told that to Adrian Sandoval. Adrian Sandoval was like, what did you say? I was like, yeah, man, I want to sell some smoothie and juices. And he was like, man, just sit down. And he's like, I got a business proposition for you. And I was like, okay, let's hear it. And I was like, man, we can sell here acai, open mats every Sunday. And I was like, man, I'm going to miss open mats to sell acai. But then in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I want to own something too.
Yeah.
And then that same night, he bought me the acai. He bought me the fridge.
And this was Omar?
It was at Omar's place.
Okay.
But I was talking to Adrian Sandoval, who gave me the idea.
Okay.
And then Adrian.
Does he roll there?
Yeah, he's a black belt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And but Adrian was already talking with Omar of doing that. So basically, he already had the green light. He just needed somebody or something like to happen. And then that Sunday, it came out everything. We saw like 41 bowls. Like everybody was you know like was happy and all that, and then they were asking me if I'm gonna do it every Sunday, and from that moment I already knew like I'm not gonna be able to roll that I want to roll every Sunday.
Yep.
So, but it's fun, you know, because it's just, it puts me into a perspective, like, because here I think like everybody in this world, we're leaders in some area.
Yes.
You know,
absolutely.
like I know there's a lot of people who are followers.
Yeah.
But they inside in their DNA, low key, they're a leader, you know, in a way.
Yeah.
And every single one of us here in the world, we need each other in a way.
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to be here to dominate in a specific area, and if we're not here to dominate a specific area, then we're technically losing on each other.
Yeah.
In a sense that, like, let's say, like, okay, like you, for example, like you want acai. Let's say if you never knew me, you never knew acai, but now you know acai because I created a value. I dominate now. I want to dominate now the area of the acai. So that's why you know me. So
Yeah.
I'm satisfying the needs.
Yep.
And you're satisfying the needs of other people with life insurance.
Yep.
So I think like everybody has to satisfy a need or resolve a problem in the world. And if people don't recognize that, like, okay, why I'm here for, what need or what problem I can solve, like, why am I here?
Yeah. Completely
Then it's gonna be a follower, you know?
Yeah.
And I already know in the world there's gonna be followers because we need them. Like, we need employees.
Yeah.
But my perspective, like, when I have I want to call them employees, I want to call them helpers, because I wanna help them out in a way that give them perspective. Okay, like, yeah, you're working for me now, but what you gonna do with your life?
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, like,
yeah, it's like jiu-jitsu. It's like, get your black belt underneath me and then go open your own gym.
Yeah,
if you want to.
yeah,
That's what
and-
most black belts do.
exactly, like for instance, like Manny's Omar's black belt, Manny, like, he opened his school in Greenville, but it's still 10th Planet,
Yeah.
you know, but it's Omar's black belt,
Yeah.
and he went to did his own thing, you know what I mean? So that's why I think that's what everybody should do. Like, okay, yeah, you're under me, but it's not to be under me for forever.
Yeah.
Like,
Do
you
what
gotta,
you wanna do.
yeah, you gotta do what you're passionate about, you
Yeah.
know. And I know a lot of people, like, for instance, like, I don't know if you heard of Miles Monroe.
Sounds familiar.
So he's from Bahamas. He's like one of these multi-millionaire figures, like motivational speakers.
Yeah.
You know, he's a Christian and all that
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. So like, he created this
I'm gonna
Bahama.
look him up.
So he
I'm better with faces.
He come from Bainstown, and I looked it up like when he was talking about it, and it literally said like it was the poorest part of Bahamas.
Yeah.
And for that guy to be now a multi-millionaire, it puts me in perspective. Like, there's no excuses. You know what I mean? Because we already have the ability to make riches. We already have the ability to, like, you know, to be dominant. You know what I mean? The only problem is like our mindset. You know, and that's why for me, it's I know a lot of people sounds crazy, but I don't really trust the system.
Yeah.
The system doesn't create to people to dominate. It's just you know, for workers.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Don't trust the system.
Which I don't. Which technically, like, for instance, like, I worked at Target. Yeah, you have to start somewhere. But my mindset was like, I can't be here forever. Like, I don't want to be there in a year.
Yeah, it's like your white belt. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like,
you want to, like, keep
shit,
progressing.
Dude, like,
you know what I
if you're
mean?
a white belt for 4 years, it's like
Something's
you're
wrong.
just showing up and like hoping they're gonna give you a stripe or they're gonna like just give you a belt for showing up. Life don't give you
exactly,
you know, belts for showing up. Life don't upgrade you and pay you more for
Mhm.
you just showing up. I always tell people that. I was like, listen, most of you have clocked into a place. When you transition into owning your own business and you're an entrepreneur or you're selling a product and you're 100% commission like we are here, there is no clock in. You know what I mean? It's like, just because you're here, you know, doesn't mean you're going to get paid.
Mhm.
You've got to move product. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You've got to develop yourself and build a foundation, something that you can build a life to withstand on that foundation. Because a lot of people, you know, success is actually a curse because now they don't have the foundation sustainable to the level of success that they've actually acquired. You know what I mean? So too much, Proverbs says like a blessing too soon is a curse. So it's like, dude, if you're getting too much money, you're getting too much success, and it doesn't correspond with the foundation that you've built up, you're not developing yourself enough. Now you're not even going to be able to withstand the level of success that you have. There's so much more that goes into it, and it's not just going to be you just having this perception that you just clocked in, because you're not clocking in.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
not how life
yeah.
works.
No, and then, like, I think, like, I wouldn't say never like success. I would say goals, because the success for me is like to always to leave a mark in the world.
Yeah.
You know, and like, because we should all have like some goals, you know, like, and stay consistent on that. Even though, like, for me, like right now, like, I sometimes get desperate. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know I've been 2 months in this.
Yeah.
But I want to, like, something happen quick. But I know, like, I didn't take the easy route. The easy route was just study, get a job, and just live out from the 401k when I'm 65. That's it.
Yeah.
But I want to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, I already see a lot of people on that same route, and they told me, like, this is miserable. Like, I don't want to do this, you know. I don't want to be that guy, you know.
Yeah.
So I just think, like, success is kind of like, I don't think it ends, like, when you die and people remember you of who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's no destination.
Exactly, yeah. Like, for instance, like,
it's just a daily process.
Like, everybody remembers Kobe, but why do people remember Kobe? Just because of his greatness in basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want to be remembered of what I did here.
Yeah.
To create an impact, you know?
Yep.
And a lot of people don't think that way, you know?
Same.
People think, oh, you're just philosophical. I'm not philosophical. I'm just being real, bro. Like,
yeah,
you know,
facts.
like
Facts.
Like, if you're not going to do something here, then why are you here? Like, why are you breathing? You know what I mean? The reason you're breathing is because you have to do something here in this world, you know?
Yeah, facts.
And it's kind of detrimental. Like, when I see people, oh, no, you got to do this way. There's no way to do things.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a video, like, there was a professor, like, she got kicked out from the university because she said that she passed all her students because there was never a correct answer.
Yeah.
And that put me in perspective because, let's say, for whatever works for you, it may not work for me, but it worked for you. And whatever worked for me may not work for you, but it worked for me. So there's no correct answer. It's just the way, like, how you do things.
Yep.
You know, and that's why for me, like, consistency and, like, discipline is a key role. That's why, like, Jiu-Jitsu, it gives you a discipline.
Yeah.
Because you, like, not only, like, to go to training, but, like, you have to, like, eat well. You got to rest well. You know, you got to have, like, that control. You know, like, oh, yeah, you tapped me off 7 times. Like, okay, you know, like, I'm not going to get frustrated. You know what I mean?
Sounds like me.
No, so it's hard.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, dude.
And the commitment, like, that's what I love about, you know, like, martial arts in general, you know, because you learn who you are.
Yeah.
You know, the different personality, you know what I mean? And you can see it, like, even though people, when they roll, like, oh, this guy's funky or this guy's serious. Because some people roll, like, methodical. Like, I see people, like, okay, they do it by this step, this step, this step. Other people just flow. Like, it's just like water, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people, like, in our gym, like, they just, like, you'd be like, how this guy just moves like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane. But the other guys that just, okay, now he's going to do this. You know he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And then he does it, but you can't stop it because you know he's gonna do it. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, not everybody can do the same thing, because if it was like that, then the world would be boring. Yeah. And it wouldn't be no joy. Yeah. You know.
Facts. Where have you had the best acai bowl, or is the best yours?
Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say mine, man.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
What about the second best?
The second best, mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is second. Yeah, mine is second best. But honestly, like, all the acai bowls I've tried, it's not acai, to be honest.
I know. I've only had 2 good ones. I'm gonna try to look up a picture of.
Because I don't know if I can say the company's name, but I used to go to this one place, and it was good. But once I tried mine, I'm like, man, mine is better. Like, I don't care. Mine is better.
I don't know. I'm trying to see here.
And then there's another place here in Elmhurst. I don't know if you went there. It's kind of new.
I honestly, like,
I don't know.
I tried to have. I think I had sweet berry bowls, and
they taxed me, bro.
I did not like their.
I one time. Well, I mean, yeah, I know I ordered a lot, but I spent like $18 on a bowl, and I was really still hungry. You know, like, they didn't, like, they put me a little bit, like, of nothing.
This is the only good other acai bowl. Like, and I would say yours is like that much better than this one.
Oh, I thank you for your honesty, though.
So it's close, but this is pulp. But you see, it's the dark acai.
Yeah.
And it's more in, like, the frozen format. I hate the ones that are, like, in a smoothie.
In a smoothie,
format,
yeah, juice, yeah.
And then they're, like, light and shit. And I'm like, this is not like the acai, because, like, when I first had it, this is the first acai I had, so I had high expectations because it was good dark. You know what I mean? Like, not melted or, like, smoothie format. And then when I had yours, I was like, I didn't think it was possible for it to be better. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like it was, like, monumentally better, but it was, I think just it was more fresh. You know what I mean? And it was more, like, cared for. Like, so I've had some mess ups with pulp, and they don't have pulp around here that I know of. This is back in Pittsburgh that I first discovered acai probably 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And it's
mind blowing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
The problem with acai, like, for me, like, man, like, if you eat a lot, you gain weight easily.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, for me, like, Well, since I own, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll be eating like 4 or 5 bowls,
Yeah.
like just in one sitting.
Yeah.
Like
Easy.
like I weighed myself like 2 days ago. I just went up like almost like 17 pounds.
Yeah.
And it's not. I don't think it was muscle because I know I've been lifting weights, but still like
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be 17 pounds over. You know.
Yeah.
But it's just so good.
Acai's worth it.
You know, it's good.
If I'm gonna go out one way, I'll go out acai.
Oh yeah, like if there was like a food that I can be like I can eat this the rest of my life,
Yeah.
it'll be acai.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You know, like I don't.
I love it so much.
Like I didn't even care about arroz con gandules. It's acai.
Is it not fire in Puerto Rico?
It is. Yeah, it is. Like, but it's kind of pricey, but it is. You
Yeah.
know.
I heard it's really good in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And in San Diego, California. I'm sorry, there's a place called Ubatuba.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about that place, so it's kind of like, because they're kind of like they have this like Portuguese concept. Brazilian concept. They sell like these how you say like empanadillas. I don't know how you say it. Like, you know, like it's kind of like fried, but they put inside stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they sell that too.
Empanadas.
Empanada. Yeah. Kind of like
that's
that.
That's not how you say it in Spanish.
Empanadilla.
Empanadilla.
Yeah.
That's dope. Now, so with the acai, is there, you know, with not revealing too many of your secrets and things like that, like, is there anything unique or special that you try to bring to your company to kind of separate you from other acai companies?
What brings me is the way that I present to you and convince you that you need this product.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of companies that, okay, they give you the menu and they don't even talk to you.
Yeah.
You know, they just order that and just go home, which I get it. There's some people that are like that. But me personally, like, whenever you're up the table, I want to, like, inform you what it is, what it works for, you know, like, how you like it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, give you, like, an experience that you never forget.
Yeah.
You know, even though, like, right now, like, I'm, like, starting small.
Yeah.
But I want you to remember, like, oh, no, that guy has the best acai. That guy has a good flair. That guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just bring myself out, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, I'm not going to judge because, oh, I didn't know what acai is. Good. I'm glad that you came to me because you don't know what acai is. So I can inform you so you can try it, you know?
Yeah.
So, like almost every week I have at least, like, 3 or 4 people who never tried acai before. And then after that, every week they just come to see me.
Yeah, they're hooked.
Yeah, so that brings me happy because I'm bringing value to them, you know?
Yep.
I'm making them happy. And if they make them happy, they bring 2 or 3 more for people.
Yep.
And then that's more, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think, like, what separates me the most is the way I treat, you know, the people. I'm not gonna say customers. I'm like, it's the people, you know.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, people who are the ones who make business.
Yep.
We don't, like, how you get the money? Well, people buy your product. If you don't sell your product, you know, then how you gonna sustain it? So I just think like the ability how to sell it, you know, is the way I think I differentiate, you know.
Yep. Now, do you watch a lot of UFC?
Yeah.
So who's your favorite fighter?
It has to be Charles Oliveira. Yeah.
Yeah, you love Charles.
I just love his jiu-jitsu. You know, he's always submitting people.
Did you see when he fought Tony Ferguson?
Yeah, that armbar.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if you saw in the second round, he was kind of douche Charles because he went to high five him again on the bad arm. And then Tony Ferguson didn't want to, like, you know, like shook his hand. I'm like, bro, you're not supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Like, just be professional. Just knock him out, you know?
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny because, oh, yeah, you know, and the Tony Ferguson was like, no, I can't, you know. Like,
didn't he have him in a messed up heel hook too? Or some type of leg lock? Didn't he, like, twist up his heel too?
no, I think that was Darius Garish.
Somebody else?
Yeah, it was somebody else.
Where they just sat through it or something.
Yeah, like, he had, like, I think it was an inside heel hook. And the Tony Ferguson was just... Like,
isn't that the worst one?
Yeah, that's the most powerful one, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, you feel it.
Do you watch Gary Tonin at all? He fights in.
Yeah, one championship. Right? Yeah, he was going for a heel hook too, but then that guy.
That was outside heel hook, right?
Yeah, outside. Yeah.
And he just pulled through.
No, the other guy, I think was kind of a good job defending it.
Yeah.
And he just knocked him out. You know.
Yeah.
Well, which honestly, like, I'm not gonna say I'm glad, but at the end of the day, like, MMA, it's totally a different sport than Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be diving for leg locks like Ryan Hall. Like, Ryan Hall did it good because BJ Penn wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
But if your guy, like, let's say if you're fighting Gary Tony, you know that his Jiu-Jitsu is good.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to assume you're gonna anticipate he wants to take the fight to the ground.
Yep.
You know, and that's what the other guy did. You know, and just knocked him out.
Now,
but versus like Buchecha, you know Buchecha.
Yeah. So
he's fighting, I think, in May. He won his first fight, but he's has decent striking. But his first fight, like his debut, he north south choked the guy. So, but he took him down. You know what I mean? So that's when like I believe like Buchecha was a more maybe a complete fighter in the sense that even though he's new in the sport, but you see like he uses striking to take the fighter down. Not like Gary, like he just pull guard for a leg lock. You know, it's kind of different. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like if you're on the bottom, like if they take you down, then go for a leg lock, but don't just sit down there. Like Paul Craig, you know Paul Craig?
Yeah.
He broke that guy's arm. Have you saw that before?
I've heard.
Yeah, so he literally like he wants like I think it was like a double unders, like they were clinching, and he just pulled guard and just threw an arm bar and just broke his arm. Fuck. But that's when like you gotta be extremely confident, you know, like I'm just gonna pull guard even though they can punch you, but I'm gonna pull guard and just break his arm, you know?
Yeah.
It was kind of cool, but it's kind of, you know.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Jiu-Jitsu?
Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah.
I really like the Rotolos brothers.
Aren't they going against Tonin?
Yeah.
Tonin and the Asian guy.
Shinja Yoki.
Who do you think's gonna win those?
Rotolos.
They're gonna beat Tonin?
I don't know about that match, but me personally, like, because the Rotolos brothers have good leg lock defense too.
Yeah.
You know, and they always have to push in the pace, even though Gary pushes the pace too. But I really want to see the Rotolos win. You know.
Where are they from?
I think the Rotolos are from there. They're American.
They're American?
I think so, but I think they may have like Brazilian.
What gym are they out of?
Atos.
Where
so Andre Galvao. Yeah.
What gym is Buchecha out of?
I think he used to train with Leo. It's Checkmat. It's in Checkmat with Leo Vieira, I think.
What gym's that?
It's over there in Los Angeles as well.
Oh my.
Yeah, there's a lot of like big gyms and Brazilians are all over there.
Yeah.
Because they have that vibe, you know, like the waves, you know, the surf and then they got the Acai and Jiu-Jitsu. Like that's the vibe, you know?
Basically just immediately assume every Brazilian in California could just beat your ass.
Literally.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you're out there, don't road rage against Brazilians in Cali. Really, don't road rage against any Brazilians.
Exactly. You never know.
I've met Brazilians all over the place, and I'll ask them, I'm like, do you do, like, you know what I mean? I'll ask them, like, BJJ, and they're like, but they have, like, different belts. Like, they're different, like, colors and
I know.
Somebody told me they were like a yellow belt. And
yeah,
they were a grown ass man. I was like,
yeah. There's some places that they do like red. You know.
Well, red is like the step above black belt for
that's a thing. But before that, like there's like a
red belt. Like
I think
blue or a purple.
Yeah, I think it's like a before blue or after blue. Then you're like a red belt or something like that, like a dark red. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Which for me is nonsense. Like, man, it's white, blue, purple, brown, black. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, why add more colors? Don't be so confusing, you know?
Because sometimes also, like, when I've seen, like, just different pictures, like, with gi competitions, and they'll have, like, multiple belts on.
Oh,
like,
but
different colors and shit.
That one, like, the yellow and green ones, because since they're competing, so they have to, like, identify which one's which. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, like who is who.
So let's say if you and I are both blue belts.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like, oh, we're another belt. So they're gonna put you maybe a red belt or another belt. That way they can identify, oh, this guy 2 points or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they do.
Kind of like in wrestling when you have the red.
Yeah, we have the thing. Yeah.
Oh.
And Nogi, they have the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Now, do you compete?
I compete. I want to compete on the Naga May 28th. I'm gonna compete. Yeah, and then Gappy Industries in June. I'm gonna compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm preparing for it, you know.
Yeah. So what you'll compete as blue belt?
Yeah. Well, technically there's no.
Or it's intermediate.
Intermediate. But I'm not gonna. I was gonna sound crazy, but I'm not gonna cut weight.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna lose my weight, like be 162, 166, and I'm gonna compete at 170.
Yeah.
I don't care, you know. Like just go at it, you know.
Yeah. Facts.
Because cutting weight, I don't know. It's.
It can be unhealthy. You got to be careful.
Yeah. The last time I cut weight, I remember I was like almost like 152, and I was just like a straw.
Yeah, and
and
if you're not hydrated,
yeah, the thing is
do worse.
My energy levels wasn't good, you know. Like I couldn't be training more, you know.
Yeah, you almost do worse.
Yeah, so I don't even like it. So I was gonna stay where I'm at.
Yeah,
and if I can't come, I'll just do up the division. So what, you know.
Now Charles, he's the current champion, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think he can beat
Gaethje?
Not Gaethje. Ismat Kamchev or whatever.
Islam Makhachev?
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, I think he could beat him.
You think so? I mean, the dude kind of reminds me of Khabib.
Nah, 1,000%. I'll put my money on Charles.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, then if he could beat him, I don't know then anybody else that could beat Charles in the weight class right now.
There's nobody.
Unless somebody caught him. You'd have to catch him surprisingly.
Like what Dustin did. Like Dustin caught him.
Yeah, you'd have to catch him.
But Charles kept going, you know.
And the thing is he got a chin though. Like he got
a little bit of a chin, but he got knocked
enough.
Out. He got
to eat it and then just put you on the ground.
Yeah, sustain it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he can catch some people too.
Yeah. Like Michael Chandler, he caught him.
Yeah, he can catch some. That was fucking. He knocked Chandler out, didn't he?
Yeah. The thing is, like the first round, I was at Buffalo Wild with my family. So Michael Chandler, you know, kind of knocked him out. Everybody was screaming, wow. And I was rooting for Charles.
Yeah.
And then when Charles won, bro, I started screaming. I was the only one screaming. Everybody was looking at me crazy. You know, even my parents, I'm like, man, I don't give a, you know what I mean? Like, hey, Charles won, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's my guy, you know? And, like, the story, that's what, like, makes, you know,
just
like.
Didn't quit.
Yeah, no, like.
Because he didn't have the best.
No, I think
career
he lost a lot of fights, you know?
Yeah, dude. And
now to be the champion, like, I think he's like 31 years old.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of years, man, like, fighting and not getting the, you know what I mean?
Well, the oldest UFC champion, is it Talavera? Glover Talavera?
Yeah, Glover.
Isn't he like 44?
Yeah. But he dominated that guy at Blakikowski, man. Like,
dude, dominated. And that was jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it was all jiu-jitsu, man. It was just.
It was nuts. It was clean. Yeah. And he made him look like butter, dude.
Yeah, nothing. It was
how strong them guys are?
Shit but to be honest, like, the fight of the Adesanya versus Blakikowski, I have to give hats, even though Adesanya may like he would have known, like, okay, this is gonna affect my record, because if he lost, you know what I mean, like, he was undefeated. Yeah. But he took the chance, like, nah, you know what, I'm gonna go up there, you know, see, you know, and he did a pretty decent fight, you know, but the weight, that's why the weight comes into play, you know, the wrestling and all that stuff comes into play.
Now, you think John Jones is trying to move up to heavyweight? How do you think he's gonna do if he were to go against Francis Ngannou?
I don't know about that, bro. Francis Ngannou, I mean,
a big man. Yeah,
like, his punches, I don't, like, if I see him face to face, he'd be like, hey, that's my car. Hey, that's a car. Yeah. I'm not going to fight you. Yeah. You know, like, just take it, you know?
Yeah. Now, what's your favorite fight Oliveira's had?
Has to be the one with Michael Chandler, man.
Yeah.
That was for me, yeah.
Fight. When's he fight again? Does he?
May 7th.
May 7th?
With his Gaethje.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to...
Charles, man. Yeah, Charles. I got to put my money on Charles.
Let's see what fights are coming up. You know what we should do? You should do acai events with fights.
I was thinking about that, but the problem is, like, listen, so everywhere I go, like, hey, I can, you know, I'll sell here, blah, blah, whatever it is. Yeah. But sometimes either they'll charge me, like, a fee that I'm like, what is this? Yeah. Or they be like, no, we already got, like, somebody for that. Yeah. Or sometimes, like I say, if it's like a place, they'll be like, no, we don't permit that, because sometimes they believe, like, okay, I'll rob their customers, you know. Yeah. Which is fine, you know. Like, I know in these stages I'm gonna be neglected a lot. Yeah. You know, I just gotta keep fighting, you know.
Yeah, bro. Tony Ferguson fights on this card,
but I think he should retire, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's kind of dead, to be.
And I feel kind of, and he apparently he has, like, some mental health too that
he always had a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always had that, but I don't know. I respect him as a fighter.
Oh yeah.
This Rose girl is a beast.
Who?
Rose, the bald head girl that always wins.
Oh, Namajunas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what nationality is she then?
I don't know. I think she's like Polish, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Or maybe
she said it kind of like Spanish. Maybe she's Spanish also.
No, she can't be Spanish. But she has that look.
Dude,
like
Donald Cerrone's fight on this card. He's like 40s.
Yeah, he has to retire too.
Yeah, he got.
But a lot of these people doing it for money. You got
OSP St. Preux. He's fighting.
No, he kind of sucks.
He's kind of old too.
But his last fight was kind of, you know, depressing.
Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of fighters that I'm like, man, why you just take a break, you know? Supposedly, I saw, like, I don't know if this is true. Maybe
Holly Holmes still fights.
Holly Holmes? No, but Holly Holmes is still, like, for me, like, she's still, like, a star.
Yeah?
I mean, she beat, literally, like, everything out of Ronda Rousey.
She did, but that was, like, 10 years ago.
But still, man, she's still a celebrity.
Yeah. Glover Talavera, he, am I saying that right? Because that looks different. His name, that looks like
Teixeira.
That's a different guy, right?
Yeah. No, I think that's the champion.
He's 42. He's fighting Jiri Projasica. And that is June 11th.
Yeah, there's a lot of these fighters I really don't know. But they're sleepers too, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be careful with them.
You got to be careful. Sometimes the prelims are the best.
Yes. But some of them, they just suck, man. Like, I don't know, like, well, what do you think about this UFC Fighters Pay?
What about the UFC fighters pay? Like how they get paid?
Yeah.
I think they should get paid more.
Me too.
Yeah, I think they should get paid way more, and I think there should be like some type of union or like benefits where it's like they should have like health insurance and they should have like a pension. You know what I mean? Like
if you retire, then every month you receive this.
Yeah, like every 3 years, they should get like a $2,000. Like every 3 years you do in the UFC, maybe you should get like $2,000 a month in a pension or something.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if you did 12 years, you should get like $8,000 a month in a pension, something like that. And then like I think they should have like health insurance and just their insurance is covered forever.
But it's kind of crazy because so I see these fighters pay. I'm like, they put their life down to receive that much money.
Yeah, and that's
which is good because it's a lot of like sometimes it'd be like for me right now, like I receive that money.
Yeah, but that's before paying your corner, investing back into your body, and paying taxes. So it's like,
and like where you live and all that stuff and food. Like
after expenses, they might save 10% of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If they're lucky, they make $100,000 and they living and invest back into your team and your training and your corners and what if mom needs help and shit.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna say no. Fighters usually have the biggest hearts.
Yeah.
So it's like then people are like, oh, you remember when I helped you that one time 30 years ago?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's why you gotta be careful too, like who you're surrounded with because they're always gonna be like, hey, you remember that day that I gave you like a bottle of water? I'm like, what you mean, bro?
Yeah.
Like, come on now, man.
Yeah.
But
something nuts.
Yeah. But
something nuts. Now, outside of work and jiu-jitsu, do you have any other hobbies? Anything else you like?
Well, I like to lift.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm a sneakerhead. Like sometimes I will.
Yeah, you like the Jordans and shit.
I'm not really a fan of those Jordans. I like the Jordan 1s.
Yep.
The Jordan 4s. The 3s.
I got the 4s.
The 3s, I like them a lot.
Yep.
But I like the Nike Air Max 1s. For me, those are like, I don't care what color are they.
Yeah.
I need them in my closet.
Yeah, the Air Max.
The Air Max 1s, yeah. All of them. Like I don't care. All of them,
Yeah.
The thing is, in my size, they go super expensive.
Yeah, 12?
No, I'm a size 9.5.
9.5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's expensive, like almost $400, $500 a pair. I'm like, that's almost a ticket to go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, do you have a favorite place to eat now here, or do you just do all the cooking? Like, do you have a restaurant you like to go eat consistently?
Well, I'm a big steak and eggs guy.
Yeah.
So where do they serve steak and eggs? That's where I go.
Okay.
But recently I've been going to Blueberry Hill Cafe, which is right here in Oakbrook. It's decent, it's good. Or sometimes I'll go, with Omar and all the guys here in Egg House in Lombard.
Yeah.
I'll go to there. But other than that, like other than that, it's Puerto Rican food,
Yep.
I want to try this place called Chamagaucho.
Yeah.
This Brazilian.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, have you been there?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
They got some guys that do BJJ up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody asked me. They came up. I'm eating, and they're like, "Jiu-Jitsu," and I was like, "I don't know why I look like I do jiu-jitsu because I don't have the ears yet." So
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this dude definitely doesn't know I do, and I was like a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
some people say Chamagaucho is better than Fogo de Chao.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. It's fire. I love it.
I just love steak,
Yeah, you would love it.
Yeah.
I would go there. Do you have? So for me, the only thing I really like doing outside of work, jiu-jitsu, is movies. Do you have a favorite movie?
Rush Hour. All three.
Rush Hour. I love the Rush Hours.
All three of them. I just love like how they bond.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I love the Rush Hours.
It's
now.
super.
Have you ever watched any Chris Tucker's specials?
No.
You got to go on YouTube, and he's funny. You know what I mean?
So yeah.
He's got specials. He's really funny. So there's some things on YouTube you could watch as well. I love Chris Tucker. What's your future vision look like for you? You know what I mean? Before we wrap up, I know you want to leave a mark in your legacy and things like that, but where you want to live, you know what I mean? What's it all look like?
To be honest, like, even though like I left Puerto Rico, but I wanna move one of my business. Like I wanna open like a franchise over there.
Yeah.
But I see myself also as well, just helping people build their own business or whatever it is. If they like to make T-shirts or whatever.
Yep.
Like I want them like whatever like I make off my business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like help them. Other people will be like, hey, I got this idea. Okay, I'll invest in that idea. But you gotta go all in with it.
Yeah, like venture capitalists.
Exactly, and then help fighters too. There's a lot of fighters that's a good talent around here. You know what I mean? Like who train with us. In Templan, that they're fighters. They're really like they take it seriously. And I want to like sponsor them and help them out. Like be able like they'd be like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate this full time. I don't got like work or anything like that. I'm gonna dedicate this full time,
Yeah.
So I wanna help people out that way. They won't able to say like I didn't have the chance.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping to do with this podcast as it gains more traction. Really shed more light on the people that are like starting businesses like you and try to help them get more exposure.
Yeah.
Just to, like, I've been doing a lot of, stand-up comedians that are like newer in the deal or,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, just a couple years in, whatever it might be, and just really just try to help people out. Just, between a combination of just adding value to you and vice versa, and just try to mutually come together and see how can we get more exposure and, just get good people out there so people know about their services and shit.
Yeah,
and just know about them as a human. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm really grateful. Like when you told me about the podcast, I was like, man, this is the first time for me. Like I'm a really reserved guy. Like I don't post nothing on social media.
Yeah, no.
Like I don't even have a profile picture.
Yeah.
Like I'm always away. But now that like I own a business, I gotta be out there.
You got to.
Like it's there's no way,
Yep.
and I'm really grateful for this opportunity that you give me, to be honest,
bro.
because
Absolutely.
it's like right now I'm feeling like it's dope, doing this podcast, what I mean? Like I might open one too, I don't know, maybe,
You should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everybody should, because I think everything's almost kind of like jiu-jitsu in a sense. I think you should just give it 10 to 15 years and see if you can get your black belt in podcasting.
Exactly, yeah.
In business. Just give yourself 10, 15 years and go all in, see what the fuck happens,
Mm-hmm.
So where can people find you? Where can they find the business? Where should they look? Who should they call? What should they do?
So my Instagram page is called Rolls for Bowls. The 4 is the number 4.
Yep.
They also can contact my phone number. It's 787-459-4034. They're not gonna charge you internationally. I know that's not an area code of USA.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna charge you internationally because I still have the Puerto Rican number.
Yeah.
Or other than that, you can go to Tempe Lombard, talk to Omar.
Yep.
That's why I'm selling like typically more right now.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it for now.
Dope.
Until I gotta open I gotta do a website.
Yep.
But other than that, that's about it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Hey, look, it was a pleasure having you on. I can't wait to keep doing some of these. We'll update over the years and just see your business grow and shout out, the acai bowls and see where you go with the food and everything like that. And I can't wait to all those crazy words you're talking about the food. Trying some of this new food. So that'll be dope, dude. And see you for some rolls later this week, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
Bye.
Peace out, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you.